Well, I've been practicing family law pretty much exclusively for the last 13 years. I concentrate my practice on primarily complex divorce, custody, parenting time issues, everything that family law comprises, basically. Complex divorce would generally involve high-income families, families that may have closely held businesses as assets, a very complicated custody matter involving, multiple parties such as grandparents or some substance abuse issues, mental health issues, those types of things. I think what most people look for, at least based on my experience when they're considering hiring an attorney, is someone that's going to work with them. And I think that's really what I bring to the table. I like to look at this as a partnership. You are retaining me as an employee. And essentially we're working together to help resolve the case in your best interests. It's not my best interest. It's not about me making money for myself or the firm, because at the end of the day, you have to live with the result, not me. And so what I'm going to be is your educator, your staunch advocate, to make sure that when all this is said and done, even though it's very emotional, that you know that we advocated for you, we gave it your best shot, and you're not going to get everything you but at least you're going to go down knowing that you had someone by your side leading you through the process that was familiar with the legal issues, experienced, and help you make the best decisions you could moving forward for your family. I am a trained mediator. I'm also a trained collaborative practitioner. What that essentially means is that I've had approximately over 100 hours of additional training doing alternative dispute resolution. My experience is based on collaborative practice, and that's something fairly new in Michigan. Collaborative practice essentially entails parties coming to an attorney. They actually each hire attorneys who've had similar experience being trained in collaborative practice. And then they agree that they're going to resolve all of their issues outside of court, but they are not going to seek judicial intervention for anything. That means all the temporary issues about who's going to live where, what the initial parenting time is going to look like, are resolved through joint meetings that are held in the attorney's offices with the assistance of other professionals such as psychologists, child development experts. And that's a piece that you don't necessarily have to add, but if you feel that we need to include those individuals, we can certainly add those as benefits to the process. It really puts the clients more in control of their own destiny, so to speak, without having the courts telling them what to do. A lot of people think it's going to be easier than litigation because when you go into court and you argue, people think, well, that's very stressful and it's easier, but I really think that actually trying to sit down and work things out a lot of times is more difficult to try and play and be nice than it is to just go out with arms swinging and let the judge make the decision. So I think it's a really great thing for people who have children because they can keep the animosity down, which is always probably more beneficial for families with kids. But it's also nice for people who just have very close-knit families and want to maintain those relationships long-term. The people that tend to choose that process are people who are concerned about remaining friends throughout their life after the divorce, regardless of whether it's because they have children together or they view their extended families as being their family, whatever reason. So it tends to work well for people like that. I think the advantage people have with our firm is that we have expertise in a wide variety of areas. We have presently over 30 attorneys in our office. So we have experts ranging from advanced business transactions to health law issues. So if you're coming to us for a divorce, essentially, and you also operate a physician's office, maybe you're a doctor or a nurse or what have you, we can handle not only the divorce aspects, but we're experienced enough to be able to deal with the advanced technical aspects of this type of a transaction, and that's essentially what a divorce is. It's basically the dissolution of a partnership. And so we have the expertise here to deal with those issues, unlike a lot of other probably smaller firms. Basically, my philosophy has been for a long time that I'm concerned about making sure that people make the right decisions, and so I try to educate clients and provide them with the choices and the opportunities to make the decisions themselves. My role is not to make the decisions for you, but to provide you with the tools that you need to make educated decisions that aren't based on emotion during a very emotional time.